What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of A Wolf in Geek's Clothing, hosted by yours truly, Wolf, sitting with me, my special guest, as always, my family member, my cousin, my brother from another mother, Radioactive from Geek Tania. Let's go!
Hey, what's up? What's up?
How's it going, brother?
Hey,
How's it going?
Doing good, doing good. Happy to be here. Thank you for having me, like always.
As always, man. Thank you for always coming over to the show, man. It always is a pleasure and always an excitement for you to come over to the podcast and just kick it with you and me, you know?
Yeah, that's great times.
Absolutely. So how's everything, man? Still recovering from Collecticon?
Yeah, a little bit. It's going good, but yeah, recovering. From that day trip. That was fun.
That was a very long day trip, honestly.
From 4 a.m. on my part at least, from 4 a.m. to 11:30 p.m. Long day.
You were up since 4? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I get ready. We're probably 4:30. But I have to get ready and start heading out.
Damn, I woke up at 6. I was assuming I thought me waking up at 6 and I see nobody responding much. I was like, hey, I'm up, I'm ready, and nobody talks. I was like, oh my god, these guys overslept or something.
We were probably driving and didn't notice.
Damn, bro. Oh wait. So well, yeah, no, you had it worse than me then, because after you picked me up and you had to drop me off, and then you had to drop off Chris, or Chris had to.
Everybody else.
Yeah, that was you had it worse. I don't know how you managed to do this, man. Honestly, I was already dead beat. As soon as I got home, I showered and I just like knocked out.
Yeah, same. Shower, knocked out right away.
Holy crap, bro! So tell me, like, this is not your first time doing this. Like, we done this once, but it was on a West Palm. But I hear that you've done it before, like just like travel up and north and then just come back down just to go to these cons.
Yeah. It was Collecticon Orlando. I've been to Orlando for day trips before, for cons and other reasons. But yeah, West Palm was probably the second farthest I've gone for these card shows. Yeah, man.
And most of the time, what is it that you're looking for? Because when I go with you, I had zero expectations. Like I said, like, I'm not getting anything because I don't know what to get there. Like, I'm just gonna get there, and if there's something I see, like, oh, okay, I'll get it. You know. But what's your expectations of you going to these cons overall?
I mean, in general, yeah, just to go hang out, see what's there, meet people, connect with people that I usually talk online, see them in person. That's always nice. See what rare things that are out there that I just didn't know existed. Like, just to find those cool little treasures when you're walking around.
But is there like how I do it? Like every time there's a card that I'm looking at, like I want this card, and I go soul search it and see if there's an English and try to look for that. Like, do you do that? Do you go like TCG player and say, oh, they might have this card. I need to look for if they have it.
In person, not so much, because I mean nowadays it's hard for me to find a card, or it's hard for me not to find a card online. If I know about it, it's probably easy. Not easy. There's various methods I can find it online. So I'm not too worried about getting that card, if it makes sense. Because in person you can find it in person too, or you can find it online just as easy, and you can probably get discounts and whatnot online. I guess in person it's more about, oh, I didn't know that card existed. That looks awesome. Now I know about it. Now maybe I can get a deal or something like that. That's usually my mindset when I go to these conventions, because the cards that I already know I want them, and I can probably find them online at any time. I don't have to wait for a card show.
And that usually happens that very often. Like do you keep an eye on the sets that comes out and say like, okay, this is a good set, they might have this?
Even the sets that I'm looking at, that I always have in mind, like they're well known. They're not hard to find. It's just mostly about resources, right? They're freaking expensive, so that's not gonna happen anytime soon, unfortunately. But yeah, that's more the hurdle. Because even when we went to Orlando Collecticon, it was like most of the booths had the exact same cards, same sets, same booster packs, same cards. So it was a lot of the same. It was only once we get to those niche booths that have different stuff, like some had video games or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, I noticed that a lot of these booths, like, it's mostly a rinse and repeat or copy paste. Like I didn't see anything that stands out other than the ones that actually have like what you're doing, like that they stream, that they video recorded, and they're popular online. Like most of the others is just like like a regular vendors or regular stores. You know, they just here sell their stuff and that's it. Move it along. They don't do any of that extra. Like
Yeah, yeah, it was very
I don't see anything like wow factor out of it other than like, oh yeah, copy paste this and then this and then this and then this.
yeah, very cookie cutter like. Yeah, this was my first Collecticon for the record. It was my first one. I haven't been
Same.
to any other. But it was surprising. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe when I went to Miami TCG, for example, or even the other Orlando TCG cons, I don't know. It felt like every booth had its own little niche, and maybe because it was a smaller convention, but because this one was so big, a lot of the booths seemed very, very similar.
So maybe it's because of the size and how popular it is. That's probably why.
That's a big one. It brought people from all over the country, so a lot of similarities as well.
Well, tell me like your perspective of Collecticom itself, because I definitely want to get into it. Like, what was your overall experience of it, and what you were seeking, and what was the output in all this?
Yeah, for sure. I guess, like I mentioned, my biggest thing was just meeting people in person that I've only met online. That's my biggest one to foster those connections, those networks. That's always nice to do, and to see if I can make deals, right? Because if somebody like me, especially with Geektanium, where I'm trying to like collect and sell at the same time, people at the booths and the vendors there are doing the exact same thing. So both of us are trying to find the best deals. We're trying to pay the less money for certain cards and certain sets. We want to sell cards at a fair price. So that conflicts. So somebody like me going to Collecticon, it doesn't make sense to do that. So I go there is just to see what kind of deals I can make. But in the sense where I'm more trying to offload any cards that I just can't move for whatever reason. And that still makes sense. And I'm not, burning cash.
Right.
So with that, and it's also, I guess, like just to find the unique items. I don't know. Things that I didn't know exist. And it doesn't have to be rare or expensive. It's just, I didn't know it existed. So those crazy art designs that were drawn by fourth graders or something like that. That's always fun to see in those contests. But for Collecticon, so that's my mindset when I'm going in. So, but for Collecticon in general, man, is it packed. It's huge. I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
That was one thing that I did not enjoy so much.
Because how packed it was?
It was twofold. So a lot of people, that's cool. But at the same time, the booths were like right next to each other. So one hallway, you can get stuck for, I don't know, a couple, like 30 seconds, just you can't move because it's just jam packed. And then in order to avoid those situations, I'm just constantly moving, and I was disappointed in the sense where I think I'm missing things. I can't stop to see everything because you're constantly on the move. So that was very unfortunate to me.
Yeah, me and Chris, after we did our me and Chris, we just snake around. Like we just went through booth to booth to see what they got, and then we just went on to the next one until we managed to find you. But I'm pretty sure you and Brian were like, I had to spend like 5 minutes here to make sure what they got, and then another one.
Well, that's what we tried to do, but unfortunately, we couldn't do that everywhere. We couldn't do that with all the booths. We had to skip so much stuff because they were packed, full of people, and there's just no wiggle room to go through it.
Right.
That was very unfortunate. So I feel like the whole time I was disappointed on me. Like I know I'm missing things. I can't look at everything. So it's just trying to get quick glances of what I could see.
Then and knowing you would prefer to like take your time without getting rushed or pushed or anything, just to see what they got, and then if you see something, then you can get at the end.
Yeah, exactly. That's the mindset. Is to look at everything first to see what's out there, and then try to make deals for things that I want. Because you try to get something in the first couple booths, and you're like, "Holy shit!" There's something at the end that's much better, but I don't have anything else.
It's a tricky thing that thing that you were saying. Don't settle with the first booth. Like check what else is there all the way to the end, and you can probably see other things. But then you're also gambling the fact that they might not be other things. And then when you come back to the first booth, it's like, oh no, it's gone.
It's gone. Yeah, that happened to me this weekend with a Cosmic Eclipse booster box. I lost it because I waited. And same with Brian. Brian lost some Southern Isles sealed sets because somebody took them. So yeah, you're absolutely right. It is a gamble.
But do you prefer it to be that way? To be like like, do you feel that's much more safer? Just like don't shotgun what you got, just wait it all out and then come back, or do you have some?
If you have the money, go ahead, do it. Just go get it immediately. But I do think I prefer that way. I'd rather have missed it than it's two sides of the same coin. Both end up with some sort of FOMO. But I think from past experience, I prefer to look around at everything to see what's there and then decide.
Yeah, like I don't know where my head is at that point. Honestly, I could be the one to say shotgun, get it, because I don't know if they're gonna have it. And at the same time, I could be like, let's wait it all off. And funny enough, I did both that day. I did both. Like what I did, like at the first couple lines when we were doing it, I saw Yu-Gi-Oh bots, Wild Survivors. It's like a year old, I guess, but I love that bots because they had one of my favorite archetypes, to play. And I remember I offloaded those archetypes a long time ago because they're gonna get reprinted right now in the upcoming reprints, and in September or October, August, somewhere around there. I know they're gonna get reprinted, but I decided will be nice if I can get some of the core back at least, or half of the core. And then when I asked the guy how much was it, it was like, oh, $40. I'm like, holy shit. If I go to any of these local stores, they'll be selling me that bots for 60, 80 or even 90 bucks.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And it's an old set. And it's not like it's like, oh yeah, it's a groundbreaking set. Like, no, it's a side set, and if anything. And it's like there's value in it, but only if you get it. And sometimes they get short printed out of it. So I said, like, for $40, that's not bad. I'll take it. I'll take it out of your hands. They don't have any more. I'll take it. Just to say, like, I bought cards. I bought cards.
Part of the experience.
Yeah, part of the experience. And then at that same time, the Gyarados statue. So when we meet up halfway, me and Chris decided to go to one of those Funkos, and then they had a couple statues, and I saw the red Gyarados in particular, and they were selling it for $90 or for some around that time. And I was contemplating because it's like, damn, really want it. And then I was looking at the eBay, see how much they were going for. Man, that statue was going for $140, $150, $160. The one that I got. And I said, couple bucks less. I don't know. And Chris is like, let's just look around. Let's look around. If not, we come back. It's like, all right, we'll come back. And once you know it, when we went to the last corner of this place, I found the same Gyarados statue for $75. I was like, yo, this is it. Nice. And I try to negotiate with the guy, say like, yo, 75, can you do it for 70, man? Like if you do a 70, I'll buy it right now, just right now. And you're not losing much money. It's just $5 difference. But apparently for a lot of vendors, it is a difference, $5. I'm like, is it or is it not? But the guy told me, it's like, honestly, I wish I can do it for you for that, but I can't because this is gonna sell out. Like whether you buy it or not, it's gonna sell out. And I don't know if I'm gonna have enough for tomorrow. So if you come back tomorrow, I can probably negotiate with you at the price. I was like, oh, they only had 2 left, the display and a sealed product. So I said, fuck it, I'm gonna get it.
Gotcha, bitch.
It's like it's too good. It's because it's otherwise I'll have to wait for another collectathon or something like that and get it for that good price, or buy full price or higher market value price on eBay or some other website. It's like, so I saved half of the money. Yeah, it's always a risk. So that was my point, is like, I shotgun at the end, and then I was like contemplating to say, man, I should have not done it. I should have like waited. And then I searched around and I found the one that I want, and then all of a sudden it was like less than what it was, and I was like, okay, then let me do it.
Yeah, I get that. And then to your point, if the price is right, and like you compared it to your local LGS, is that the price was very different. Like things like that, I probably would pull the trigger right away, especially if it's like you said, like $40-$50. Yeah, but other boxes like that team up box, for example, it was still $500, but I know they'll go online for a lot more. So yeah, I was really contemplating it. But again, you still want to see for that large amount. You want to look around to make sure it doesn't hit the budget before you're too late.
Yeah, I noticed that you are a very popular person.
No, it's not popular.
Get the fuck out of here. You are like, I've never seen anybody to go. Guys, listen to me, and when don't make him think like he's humble and anything. No, this motherfucker. He went up.
No need for the ego trip.
This guy, he came about to one of the sellers, one of the vendors. And I never seen the guy glow up his eyes that big, radioactive. And he was like, "Oh my God, you're radioactive!" And this guy literally, he had all his coworkers all sitting down and chilling. And he turns around, he's like, "Guys, get up! It's radioactive." I've never seen anybody go like that for him. And I was like,
"Hold up! Wait a minute!
What is going on?
Something ain't right."
What? And I see everybody swarming over to him to go like, "Hey, you're radioactive. No, we love your stuff and this and that." I'm like, "Hey, what the fuck?" Like, yeah, this guy is the most famous person in this whole con.
Yeah, right. Nobody in the con knows me. It was just a few vendors that I said like I have relationships online. I bought from them before, I've hanged out with them before online. So it was just cool to meet them in person. That's all that was. They just see my name rolling through there. It was very nice to meet them though.
But is it because
some I've met at previous cons as well.
Oh really? But you met them through where? For like from Instagram or Discord or stream? Like
the three of them. So a little bit of everything. So on Instagram, on Discord, and I got Whatnot, for example, as well.
What? Huh?
Whatnot. The app where they like live stream. If you can do Pokemon, you can buy stuff from there too. Whatnot live streams everything, but Pokemon happens to be one of them. So yeah.
Right. Wait, so you're actually like on constantly like all around the place, just like in Instagram and in the streams and whatnot,
and YouTube, whatnot. Yeah, I try to be as much eBay wherever I can. Just like I said, like this hobby, I dove really hard back into this hobby, so it's just fun to interact everywhere.
No, I'm happy that you got into the hobby, bro. I really am.
Thank you.
No, it makes you.
It's like I'm like
cool.
Holding things as I do it.
Yeah, me too. Hold on. Yeah, me too. There you go. Holding things. One Piece and Yugioh.
Nice.
Yeah, like I was surprised that there were so many that just recognized you right off the bat, and there were some
they didn't recognize me. They didn't recognize me, but they do know my name. That's the first time I met them in person, so they didn't know what I looked like probably.
Oh, and all these people,
unless I met them at the previous con, then yeah, that they remember me from a previous con.
But which previous con? Not the one that we went, the West Palm, right? It's like
no, it was another Orlando day trip from a smaller con.
Got you. So compared to that con and to this one, like the difference is huge.
Night and day different. Night and day. How many vendors do you think were at this one?
Oof.
Like 100, right? 50, 100? I don't know, something drastic.
Nah, I think there was a lot more. Like based on the aisles, I can see like there's like a good 20 per row.
Okay.
So
there are like 10 rows.
So yeah, like 10 rows. So you like 20 times 10.
Yeah, there are a lot. And they try to seize that space because again the booths were right next to each other, so they definitely crunched them in there. So at the other con, I want to say max 20. So definitely much smaller.
Hold up. Yeah. Wait a minute.
You can do. We did the full circle at the smaller one like 5 times because it's so easy to do.
Oh, okay.
Here I only did one circle in this Collecticon.
I lost track. I mean,
it was nice towards the end. It was like much. The space was much better.
Yeah, because there was less people, of course.
I mean, to the back of the con where the booths, the booths were much more spread out, so the aisles were way bigger.
Yeah. I think it's because they dedicated that section, for more collectible stuff, like the statue that I got and other memorabilia and stuff. Because that's what I noticed a lot. There were like a lot more of these collectibles than cards. I mean, not to say that
that's
they
why
weren't.
It's called Collecticon. Gotta collect.
There you go.
Yeah. Whatever the reason, like the booths are much spread out, so the pathway was was a lot better. And then, like you said, towards the end of it, it was just people were leaving, so it was a lot easier to navigate things.
I think most of it had to contribute of them adding the voice actors. I think that's like the main reason why there was a lot more people than what it should. Like adding the voice actors and then having the Jason Page, the guy who created the Pokemon theme song, the original theme song. So I feel like there had to be that combination, because when I saw the lines for freaking Chuck Norris, that was ridiculous. And then
I didn't even see the lines. That was big,
bro. Every single line was pretty big. Chuck Norris, there was just like too much. Then you got Peter Cullen, who does the voice of Optimus Prime and the broadcaster for Toonami. That was a line, but Chris was telling me it was moving, very quickly, and he had to go on a break, and then he came back. Dan Green, the voice who does Yami and Yugi, or the Pharaoh, it wasn't long, but I had to wait a while. Not because he wasn't slow or anything. It's mostly because this is a grinds my gear moment. You know what grinds my gear? When you go to these voice actors, and you ask for a signature and whatnot, and you got some a-hole that brings a whole full of cart full of stuff for them to sign. And what it does is like it holds the line for everybody else, because everybody just wants like a 1, 2, or at best 3 signatures. If it ain't anything over the top, 5 signatures and probably a selfie or something, But there's always this one person that brings the entire card and says, like, I want you to sign my Dark Magician Funko. I want you to sign my Dark Magician. I want you to sign my t-shirt. I want you to sign the card. I want you to sign this. I want you to sign my daughter. I want you to sign my forehead. I want to get this tatted. I want you to take a picture with me. And then it just basically they bring more stuff on top of it. I'm like, what the fuck, dog? Like, this is exactly why the line is long, because idiots like you bring like so many crap just to sign. Are you serious?
Emotional damage.
3 people on top of me that they were bringing, like, I swear to God, radio at the cart, like the cart that you usually bring to the beach, a cart,
like
a wagon, stuff for them to sign. I'm like, bro, just have the one thing and treasure it, frame it. Do whatever you want with it. Sell it later on when you're dying.
Hey, yo, what the
fuck? Jesus,
some of that stuff ends up on eBay.
Yeah, like, why is it that you have to sign so many things? Like, there's like 20 things. And I feel like that's partially there for the people who set up the voice actings and whatnot, because they should say, like, yo, there's a limit to this amount of items, not to bring the whole damn, your furniture from your house just to have a sign.
Usually there are limits on those things. There usually is. I've seen them. I mean, I've seen limits. Say only max 3 items per person, 5 items per person type of things. I know I've seen it before. I don't know what the rules were this time, because I didn't really go to that section of the con.
See, that it didn't happen on this part. They were just like, whatever, whatever they bring. I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, because for them it's like, doesn't matter. They'll how many you want? 20 signatures? Okay, that'll be like $1,000 something.
Mm-hmm.
For them it's like, it's money for them. They don't care.
It's money.
Yeah, and for them it's just,
exactly.
But still, it was just like, it grinds my gears to see like there's people that they'll bring their entire household just to have them sign and be like, I got it. Congratulations.
I mean, most of that's going on eBay.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
And that card thing, that was I first saw that at the Orlando con, the smaller one.
Mm-hmm.
I saw 1 or 2 people carrying a wagon. I'm like, that's funny. They have a lot of things. But because it was a small convention and it was empty, I mean, there was enough decent space. Them walking around the wagon, it wasn't a big deal. But at Collecticon, oh my gosh, with these narrow paths and walkways, having a wagon, that was horrendous.
And I saw them. I saw a couple of them.
They're everywhere.
Not just for the voice actors, but for the vendors itself. For them, and I see like your case, but cases,
bruh.
cases Pokemon slabs and whatnot, and say like if there's anything that you want to trade, and even binders for all that. But I see them like wagas, like there were a lot. I was like, bro,
yeah. It was very frustrating because that's like there's very little space to walk, and then having that in there was very, very inconvenient.
Yeah, no,
I don't know. That's the only negative I had for this convention. It's just the spacing, and then the exhibit, the actual place was huge. The actual space it looked like a big space, but unfortunately, like the layout just didn't work out.
And I'm surprised because damn, if they could have given us like a extra more space, it could have been much more comfortable.
Yeah, it was very, very uncomfortable. Unfortunately. Those pathways were very uncomfortable.
I was sending a picture to my wife. I was telling her, it's like, hey, if COVID was a thing.
That's another big part of it, man. You're in those tight, narrow ways where you can't go anywhere. And then people start sneezing and coughing all around you. That's like, oh, gosh.
Oh, I flip out. I flipped out because somebody sneezed next to me. And I was like, yo, what the hell? It was like gunshots, like gunshots, pow, 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 pow. And it's just like sneezing until it touched. So like, hey.
That's like sneezing and coughing. That's an immediate turnaround for me. Like, I'm not going to walk through you.
No, I saw that a couple of times and I was just like, what? Flip over. Let me go to this side. No.
Oh, I remember at the West Palm, I saw somebody sneeze right in the middle of the passage, and I pulled you and Brian back. I'm like, nope, don't go that way. We just turned around like a quick U-turn. That's the last thing we want to do, man.
No, the last thing is you want to carry out some disease and get everybody affected. Like, nope, this is how COVID started. We don't need this shit again. No, the other thing was the hygiene. Did you ever had a problem with the hygiene?
Obviously everybody knows the tropes and the jokes about it, but previous conventions I've never been so packed like this, so I never noticed it. This one, because it was so packed, you're right next to each other, I noticed it big time.
It was bad, bro. It
was pretty rough.
And let me tell you, we had what, the Chick-fil-A?
Yeah, Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A that morning. Yeah. If I like farted a couple times that day, it would have been in the con. It will probably be like 2 or 3 times at best. And you're talking to someone who's a fart machine. Like lactose intolerant runs in our family, you know? Like I don't know why. We were made like that. But the amount of times that I felt like somebody dropped a dookie next to me or something, or because the smell, or if it's not just the farting machines that they were going around it, but also the like.
To me, it was BO. That was the big one. That's one thing I noticed.
The sweat, right? The sweat.
Yeah.
That people sweating, you can smell it. Yeah, that was just bad. I was just like, oh, what's going on? Deodorant, shower, what?
Yeah, that was rough. I mean, it was an extremely hot day in Orlando, but yeah.
Yeah, no, but the convention had its AC. It was cool. It wasn't that bad enough. Like, oh yeah, I have to sweat my ass.
No. Inside was perfect. It was just maybe the walk to the convention. It was rough for people.
Oh, that whole parking thing was confusing as it is.
Yeah, that was confusing.
Like
luckily we found a.
Like how many times we had to like walk like we went circles around until
yeah. Unfortunately, because we got Chick-fil-A, we didn't get there exactly at opening, which was fine. But then when we got there, some of the parking garages or parking spots were full, so we had to like do a couple circles to get our bearings and see what our options were.
Yeah, I'm surprised that like a place like that, like a convention center, doesn't have a better parking lot structure for the public for them to go in there. I'm very shocked of how big it is, and their parking structure is like, nope, just go to the hotels.
Well, they do have some parking spaces, but I guess for when it's this big of an event, they just run out quick. So they had other options, but they were far away, and we had to take the shuttle to get back, which that's very unfortunate. So yeah, we just took advantage of the hotels with their parking. It is a case where they built out the convention and everything around it, but not parking, or at least not enough.
Yeah, I hear that they do that a lot everywhere. Let's first we build it, and the people will come. Okay, where are we gonna park? Oh, yeah.
All the way over there.
Yeah. We make negotiations with these people, so you can park there.
It's like I wonder how many big events do they see a year? Like something like this, or like Chris mentioned, MegaCon, like those type of big events. they'll run out of parking pretty quick. But I wonder how many times a year does that happen? That'd be interesting.
I mean, you have. It's not just our cons, that there were like again, it's a huge convention center, so I'm pretty sure they had to book like other crap categories.
Yeah, they do book other things, but I wonder how big they are. And who knows? I don't know how many they book at the same time. Also, they book like company events and stuff like that.
Right. All I saw was just a lot of overhead. It's just like was way too big. Like if I look at the Miami Beach Convention Center, that's like, okay, I can understand why is that big, because it's usually like booked all the time. Like every month, there's always something happening there, and the space itself, it fits it. And you're right there in South Beach, so you can actually you're in the heart of it. So you can either like go in the convention and then come out, go to a hotel, or go to one of those restaurants or shoppings and whatnot. So I can see it. But in this one in particular, it's like I feel like it's definitely. I don't know about you, but I feel like the whole structure of the Orlando Convention Center is 10 times bigger than the Miami Beach.
Yeah, it was pretty big. It almost felt like there were multiple convention centers.
Yeah, all
in one.
Yeah, exactly. And
it was pretty big.
I don't know, compared to New York Comic Con, I felt like this one was a bit bigger.
The space was bigger. Yes, I agree. The space, but like the New York Comic Con, like they took advantage of that whole entire thing. Like they packed it up.
Yeah,
even though that one had multiple floors too, so it was like up and down.
Yeah,
but they every inch they filled it.
Right. So that's why I feel like in this one it was like, bro, there's like too much space for little.
Yeah, now we're talking about like the entire convention center versus just the hall that Collecticon was. Collecticon was in one hall, but there were like multiple halls. They call them like hall A, B, C, D, whatever it is.
All the way to the D.
Pause. No, did he?
Yeah, there's different ones. But yeah.
Yeah, so
like that one for Collecticon was a good size. That one hall for Collecticon. But it was just the layout. I don't know. Maybe the stages and like you said, the signing just took up space.
It's between the whole voice acting signage and the stage. I felt it was like everything felt like cramped. And yes, that's exactly what we were talking about. Everything that was just too much all in one space. But I feel like all of that could be evenly distributed. Like, okay, for example, for the stage part, where there's live music, okay, I guess it makes sense for you to put it there where all the other vendors, so that way people can have live entertainment and whatnot. Sure, I didn't care too much about it, but obviously family members who's never come there and they see this stage, they'll be like, oh my God, yay, wow. But the voice acting, however, I feel like that section alone could have been on a different, smaller hall when everybody can actually like spread out, make a nice, decent line, and then, go through each of them. Because it has happened multiple times where we went to SuperCon and New York Comic Con and other cons. Like the voice actors, when they bring people like that, voice actors, for signing and whatnot, they have it on a different section of the main event. Like you got the main event, the hall, and you got everybody in there. But the voice actors, you got on a different hall. You got to go in a different room. And I'm not talking about these large scales cons. I'm also talking about the smaller scales, because I know me and Chris and David, we went to one of the smaller ones in Orlando, and there was a different room for the voice actors, and everything else was all in this all other section. So it makes more sense to do that, because that way you don't feel cramped and not everybody's like all around it, But the way they did in this case, it's like I felt like, we can all fit in all here. Yeah, let's just make it work. Just make it fit in there. I'm like,
yeah, that's unfortunate. Yeah, like I've been to other cons, like you said. Like that small one with the 20 vendors, like they had a whole different section for like artists to sign stuff. So that was separate and it kept things going.
Which one? The one that we went or the one you went?
No, the one I went to in Orlando.
Okay.
Day trip in Orlando. Yeah.
So there was a different section for the artists. Like, hey, here.
Yeah, people, you can get their autographs, you can meet them, and it's a separate thing from the actual vendors, which was nice.
See, that makes a lot more sense. And it doesn't feel like you're all cramped out.
Yeah, agreed.
I don't know. I mean, I guess that's one of my biggest gripes from the Collectagon. The other one was the having the guys coming over were having 20 other shit signing for the one artist. I'm like, bro, I don't think,
yeah, that's my biggest one.
Yeah, I don't think. Oh, maybe the smells, people farting around like it was like.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
That seems like just a con thing in general, unfortunately. But yeah, if you're not cramped up, it wouldn't hit you so bad.
Yeah, no, exactly. So, but other than that, I don't think like there wasn't anything negative I will want to say about this con overall. Like this con was actually, I
agree.
Like there's a lot of more good things to talk about than there are the bad things. The bad things, I'm pretty sure, it's like the most common thing that everybody can agree. It was too cramped. They needed more space, farting machines, and whatnot. You know, but I feel like that's like the minute details of it. You give the positive side of all this. It was a success. I mean, it was good, and I'm glad that we all went there, and there was so many good things about there.
Yeah, definitely a success for us, and we only went one day. They still had
2 days,
other days. Today being Sunday. Yes. Oh no, Monday. It was yesterday, right?
Yes, yesterday. Yeah, at the time of this recording, yes, it was on a Sunday.
Yes.
Yeah,
yep.
I went, and like I said, I went there with the intentions of like, I'm not expecting anything other than I just want a signature of Dan Green, the voice of Yugi. That's pretty much it. I say like, that's how much I'm gonna spend. That's how much I'm gonna spend. I went over my budget of $60 and went and spent $200.
Nani? Bruh.
Yeah. There's a pattern that happens, right? There's a pattern here. We go with a budget and then we blow it.
And I hate the fact that it's I say I need to think like, no, I'm gonna go here and that's how much I'm gonna spend. No. This is like, I'm gonna go there and I'm gonna spend other stuff as well. Like that's unfortunately. Like, and I keep doing it. Every time you and me go, it's like, oh yeah, I don't know what's in there, but I'll see what's there. And I end up buying something that's like, fuck, I didn't mean to buy this. Damn.
That's how the FOMO can get you sometimes, unfortunately.
No,
do I buy it? Do I not buy it? Why did I buy this?
Oh, and Brian had it the worst. He should have bought that Venusaur that he wanted, right?
The Venusaur, and I think he got a Venusaur, but it was mostly the Southern Isles set that he wanted in English.
The Southern Isles set?
Yeah.
But
the Pokemon set. There you go.
That's the one that he wanted the most, but he keep like dodging it until somebody bought it off. Yeah,
it's the scenario where he's trying to find the best deal, but such a big con. By the time he came back around, it was gone.
Yeah,
it's always the risk.
There's always that risk. What would it be like the best like layout way to do it? And the next time if we encounter something like this big,
I don't know. That's a good question. We were thinking about that. Like maybe we thought at one point, do we do it one row at a time? Like check out the whole row. What are we going to buy from this row? And then get it. And then move on to the next one. But still, you still have the problem where all the way in the back has the good stuff and you missed out because you already went through your budget. I don't know. It's tricky. Or like to get a detailed map of exactly market where's what so you can come back to it later. That's another thing. We just forget where was what. I think you have to do the whole layout again.
Yeah, I think that one of the things that we made a mistake is the fact that we keep going back in circles all around over and over because we didn't know which vendor was the one that you wanted the what card.
Yeah, that hit Brian hard. He didn't know. He thought he knew, but he couldn't find it. He couldn't find it, and then when he did, he's like, okay, it was this one, but it's gone. But it took him a while to find the vendor.
I felt like maybe, or I think what you said, like just write it down, the vendor and the card that they have, and then circle back when you're done and say, hey, do you have this
when
card?
You're ready?
Yeah.
Yep. Exactly.
I feel
and
like
they provide a map too, so we should have done that. Well, that's how we learned by doing it.
Wait, they had a map?
Yeah. They provide a map online, maybe even in person. There's a map of where every vendor is, or at least the big ones. But either way, you can still mark it with your own self, like knowing what's what.
Damn, we get the button.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Because I didn't know we had a map. Like if I would have known, damn. We want to.
Like I know there's one online. I don't know if there's one in person, but yeah, I didn't take one either way.
Well, damn. Well, now we know next time stuff to getting ourselves prepared. You know, is there any other cons, like any other collectible shit like that's coming up in our way before Comic-Con?
There's Card Party. I'm going to Card Party next month. I think like June 14th in Orlando. I'm taking the family for like, 'cause it's like a weekend trip. But then also I'm gonna do that con for the weekend.
Are you gonna take in the whole family into the convention center?
No, not to the convention. No, just to Orlando.
Oh, okay. So you'll drop them off and say, "All right, guys, I'll see you in I'll see you tonight. Bye."
Yeah, exactly. They'll be doing Orlando things while I'm there.
But that's like the only purposeful one that you got on your way.
Yeah. For now, until the fall hits, until after Comic-Con, then some other ones come out in the fall.
All right, that's cool. Anything you want to wrap up for this topic, Collectagon? Is there anything like you wish you could have done or know what to do next?
Oh, there's a lot. I wish I got that Emerald case, but that didn't work out.
But hold on, like, are you really like that set of getting the Emerald?
Yeah, there's some games, that I do want in a sealed box, brand new, graded. There are a few games that I do want that.
But I felt like that was like the one gen that you didn't like.
Yeah, when it first came out, yes, but excuse me, I never played Emerald. They said that one was better. When I got around to it, it was fun, and I do like Rayquaza. It's one of my favorite legendaries. So just having that nice little collector's item. One day.
All right. And you missed it. Yeah, this is the second time you missed it, right?
Yeah, I missed it a few times already. But yeah, well, at least I missed various versions of it. But this one, yeah, I definitely missed it a few times.
So that was your FOMO for the day? That was like that one?
That one was hard. Like I kept going back and forth, but I'm like, it's hard to justify the price. It was like 1.5K.
Nani? Like, I mean, to me, as a regular consumer of this stuff, is like, ooh, damn. But for you, that's like, oh, that's nothing. That's just like,
no, that is something. It's hard to justify that for anybody. That's a lot of money, especially for a game that's gonna sit on a shelf.
What? Well, you were ready to shotgun the red version.
No, I was ready to discuss for fun how much credit could I get, like how much could I trade in everything in my book bag towards it, just to see what kind of dent it would make. There's no way it would make a dent that would be worth pulling the trigger on. Like I would expect a no immediately. I expected a no immediately.
But
it was just be curious and fun just to go through the process.
Did you manage to do it, or like you were like, nah?
No, I didn't even bother. I didn't want to waste the person's time either.
I mean, but at least you will have a number that you just like, okay, now we know. I have to explain my wife, like, hey, I spent 5K on this.
No, that's not gonna work out.
It's like, what are you gonna do with the 5K? Like, I don't know, just leave it in the shelf.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
It's gonna sit on the shelf, collect dust.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, I'm mad at her honesty.
Well,
that was awesome.
Yeah, that was like, I thought you were ready to do the red version. I thought that was the one that you thought you were dead set of like giving whatever you got.
That one. I would have want that one over the Emerald, but the price difference was just so crazy, right? We're talking about 10K versus 1.5K.
Yeah.
Both of those are insane. Both of those are not really an option.
And the fact that you're not going to play it
it's awesome to see. Yeah. No, I don't need to play those because I have, we have emulators, we have the originals.
Yeah.
I even started playing again other games on my, the 3DS. So yeah, playing wasn't the option. It was just like having that nice little collector's piece.
Right.
Hard to justify when you're trying to do business stuff.
I get, quote unquote business aspect of it. I guess like my FOMO was probably like I should have gone the Gengar statue and the Solomon statues. You know the ones I'm talking about.
I think so. Which ones? The realistic ones?
The ones that where we saw the Shenron and the Goku.
Oh, Spirit Bomb.
Yeah, the Spirit Bomb. That guy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, those are cool. Like I'm not that into Salamence, but that statue was amazing. Like the detail.
That's the thing. Like Salamence for me it's a good Pokemon. I love that. I love that dragon type Pokemon. Mm-hmm. Like for me to say like I wanted that statue, like it's because that statue alone was good, and I feel it was like design itself was good, and I feel like I have a FOMO with it because like I should have gotten, because now the next day I sent you the text of it, so you see which one I'm talking about.
Yeah, I remember that one.
See, they look sick. Like, okay, your Salamence, it's not like your if you're gonna choose your starter, he's not in it, but you know it's a great Pokemon and it's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But you see that statue, you'll be like, damn.
Yeah, it's cool. All the statues there are freaking impressive.
Yeah.
I wanted that. I wanted that Spirit Bomb one.
How much did he say it was? It was like 1K or something?
No, it was like 350, I think it was.
Oh yeah. He says that one day he's on the sale is at 4K, but he has a couple ones that he was gonna get and he was gonna sell it for 3K. The Spirit Bomb.
Which one was that? No, the Spirit Bomb was like 350, and I think there was another one next to him.
The Shenron.
I forgot what it was. No, it was above the Shenron.
No. Wait, it was the Black Rose. The Goku.
Yes,
Black.
that one was signed.
Yeah.
And it was like 450 because it was signed, but then he had regular ones for like 350.
Yeah, now
I don't think any of them were in the thousands, but maybe I missed it.
I thought 450 was like 4.5.
Oh no, I think it was 400. I mean, the way he said it 450, I took it as 450.
Maybe.
Which honestly, I think those are fair, man. The statues are like, I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but they were humongous. They were like, yeah, man.
And the sign
from my waist to my head, like they were huge.
And the design of it itself is so detail oriented. Like it's
detailed and beautiful, yeah.
And the fact that you had the option to change heads. You saw with Goku, you can have the regular hair, and then you can have the Ultra Instinct hair. I was like, yo, the fact that I can just like one day I want this to be Ultra Instinct all the time, or just regular Goku. It's just like, whoa.
Yeah. It was really cool.
Yeah.
That Dragonite one was awesome too.
I mean, it's all right.
Dragonite was awesome.
It was all right. I mean, for it to be a doofus dragon, it's all right. I'll never give props to that fake ass dragon.
It's one of the OGs, man.
It's an OGs. I never realized how much I hated that dragon until I keep looking at it and say, like, oh my god, I hate that dragon. That they butchered Charizard for not giving him the dragon qualities, but hey, let's give it to this doofus out of nowhere. It's like, yep.
Charizard's primarily a fire type. Dragons don't have much else going for them.
Bro, when have we not seen a dragon not breathe fire?
No, that's fine. But like in Pokemon, it's not really a thing.
No, of course. In the Pokemon world, it's not really a thing because we made dragon. It went from a nice, majestic, snake-looking serpent dragon. I was like, holy shit. And then all of a sudden it became this fat-ass dragon. Okay.
Dragonite is amazing, and he is awesome.
No, it's not. Did you know, by the way, did you know that the Dragonite was not the final evil? Do you know which one was the evil for Dragonair?
No.
Gyarados.
What?
I heard that was like fan theory, though.
What the fuck?
No, it was.
I've heard that fan theory.
It was like, but not the current Gyarados, the design of Gyarados, but it was something like a little much more simplistic version of Gyarados. And to say like that was like the final evil for Dragonair.
Right. Yeah, I've heard that, but I heard that as like fan theory. Like rumor fan theory.
Yeah, because
I don't know how official that is.
Because Magic had a different evil. Magic.
I mean, it makes sense. Dragonair to Gyarados makes much more sense than Dragonite.
And it looks like, oh yeah, that's a sea serpent dragon. I can see that happening. Yeah. Look at that.
Yeah.
More than that, fat doofus that came out of nowhere. My hate towards Dragonite is immense.
Gosh, the hate is real, man. What did he do to you?
Like, look at all the dragons, and you see him, and you're like, "Why are you here?" and then you look at the Alolan Executor. It's like, "Why are you here? When did you become a dragon? You were in grass and flying. When did this happen?"
Executor was flying?
No, I'm sorry, psychic. I think.
Yeah, psychic. Yeah,
grass is psychic.
Yes.
Yeah,
that didn't make sense to me either.
Again. And let's take a step further. Talk about Gyarados. Water flying? When have I seen that freaking thing flying?
But he can learn fly.
When have you seen Gyarados fly?
No, what do you mean? Like in the anime? Is that what you mean? Because he can use fly in the games. Remember, that's like a Chinese type of dragon. Those floating dragons,
the sea serpent dragons.
Shenron.
Yeah,
like Shenron. Like Shenron
Yeah,
flies through the air, right?
So why
that was
is
the
it,
idea behind it.
So why is it not water dragon? Why does it have to be water flying when I've never seen that guy fly over other than the water?
I think he eventually became dragon type, right?
Yeah, on his mega evolution. Yeah, that's the best way to solve issues. Let's just give it a mega evo and give the dragon style. Yeah, the same thing they did to Charizard.
I thought later versions made him dragon, but maybe not.
No, it's always gonna be water flying. It's only until his mega form that becomes water dragon.
Yeah, I mean, I guess
it's. I mean, again,
and I don't like his mega form.
Yeah, the mega form looks like fat. Like he fattened himself up. It's like
it looks like they squished him.
Yeah, like you could have at least have like the mega evolution could have at least be like a Shenron looking like it start to grow his claws all around, and then he looks more of a sea serpent type.
Right.
Like it look more majestic instead of like a squished worm going like that. Yeah, man. Some of these mega designs, they butcher it, man. Oh, yeah. But that's when they give Charizard the dragon feel, when he became Mega Evolution.
Mega Evolution Charizard looks awesome, at least.
Yeah, well, yeah, thank God. But why can we have that? Why couldn't we have that early on? No. It's only when he Mega Evolves. When he Mega Evolves, he becomes a dragon now.
And remember, they didn't have dragon types in the original games.
Yeah,
Dragon type didn't exist.
No,
the dragon type. The dragon type didn't exist.
Yeah, Dragonite.
Remember, he was normal. He was considered like a normal type. Remember before the fairy type, or like before all these other types, they were like normal. There was no dragon type.
Really?
Am I wrong, or is that not how you see it? Dragon type came much later.
I always assumed that dragon. No, because in Gen 2 they had Kingdra, and Kingdra was a water dragon. So dragons were already involved in Gen 2.
Maybe Gen 2, but definitely not Gen 1.
Can you
Yeah, I'm looking it up.
We need to fact check this.
Yeah, from what I remember, dragon type was like was not part of the original crew. Or at least the element. Like
right, the typing.
Yeah, the typing.
No, I feel like it has, because when it became Gen 2, they introduced the two new typings, Dark and Steel, and that was like the two biggest. Like,
those were two brand new. Yeah.
So I feel like Dragon was already introduced, and the Dratini line happens to be like the first dragon. I mean, that's why when you fight Lance at the end, you have all these.
Yeah. He's a dragon like trainer, but exactly. I don't remember the dragon type. Like he had dragon-like Pokemon. If that makes sense. I could be completely wrong, but that's what I remember.
Yeah, I remember he had the Charizard, the Dragonites, the Gyarados, the Aerodactyls. They were all dragon-esque Pokemon, or they look like dragons. But yeah, he was known as the dragon, so Dragonite was the only one.
Dragonite was the only dragon type?
At Gen 1, yeah.
So Dragonair and Dratini didn't have the dragon type?
No, I feel like that whole line, it's the only dragon type.
The whole line.
The whole line itself, like they were the only dragons that's why they were known as pseudo legends, because it's in every.
I could be mixing it up with the games, with the Pokemon, with the TCG. They didn't have the dragon type until later.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, because that's
probably what I'm mixing it up.
Because I know Dragonite had a normal type, and the TCG.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I remember. No, but they had to have the dragon type in the first gen, because otherwise in the second gen they would have announced like, oh yeah, Dragon, Steel, and Dark, and those are like the three big main ones,
Like what is Clefairy's type in the original game?
Well, it was always normal.
Jigglypuff.
Yeah, normal.
That's what I thought. Dragonite was.
No, I feel like the Dratini line itself was always dragon. Like dragon normal, probably. That it had to be, because now I'm thinking back on when I play those games. Yeah, like Kingdra became a water dragon, and I was like, holy shit! Like there's there's that. Okay, yeah, we got
So
more
Kingdra
dragons.
was just water type in the original game.
Which one?
So Kingdra was just water in the original.
Kingdra was never in the original game. It was Horsey and
Wait,
Seadra.
I'm thinking. Oh, I'm thinking Seadra. I'm thinking the second one.
Yeah. Seadra was always water or water something. Probably. Maybe it was water, but I
Maybe
know it
just
was water. And then when you get to Gen 2 and you get the King's Rock and you make Seadra hold it, it evolves to Kingdra. And Kingdra, they declare that type dragon water.
Gotcha.
Because they had the gym, the what's her name? I forgot what was her name, the Blair or something like that. I don't know. She was the dragon gym leader, and she had a shrine where it resembles Dratini and Dragonite and Dragonairs, and she had the Kingdra as well. So she was like, "Oh, okay, this is dragon themed, so it's only dragon type Pokemon, you know." So
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, the whole that
I always took it as like, so were there any dragon moves? I guess like dragon type moves. Did that exist?
Dragon Rage probably.
And that was considered like the element dragon.
I would assume so, because Gyarados had Dragon Rage from the very beginning.
Yeah, see, I always thought those were normal types.
No, Dragon Rage was definitely.
Yeah.
But the Dragonite era, I think like
I can't find anything that it was introduced.
Was Twister considered dragon or was it always normal?
Flying? I thought it was flying.
Flying.
Like
Twister,
like you flapped the wings and made a Twister.
Yeah, because there was the PGs and the Pidgeotto and Pidgeotto that they will do Gust.
Yeah.
Gust, and that's fine. And then they'll do Hurricane. That's fine. But Twister, I always associate Twister as like, oh yeah, that's dragon. But now I'm thinking like, wait a minute, it might be flying or normal before it became like officially, oh, it's a dragon type move.
Oh no, yeah. At least in this Wikipedia or this random wiki page, it says Twister is a dragon type.
Dragon type. Dragon
All right, yeah. I misremember. I tied it up to the Pokemon card then.
Yeah, I think like
I assume that
like Dragon Pulse, I think came later. I think like Dragonite, I think the thing about Dragonite, his typing was unique because it was hard for
in the first game.
Yeah, in the first game.
Yeah, it was OP, right?
Yeah, it was
tough.
pretty OP, and you had to like get Dragonair evolved to all the way to level 55, and at that time was pretty hard to get it there for the Elite Four alone. And Dragonite had like it could like learn any of the moves. Like I remember it could learn thunder moves, it could learn fire moves, it could learn water moves. I was just like, yo, that's your Gem 3 starters right there. Like whatever moves it got, he can do it. And on top of guy is a dragon. And I think like
I think my memory it blurred the lines of the game and the TCG where I thought, obviously the word dragon is in the name for that line.
Right.
But I just assumed they were considered normal type because I don't remember seeing any type of dragon type.
Yeah.
And maybe since I attributed like types to elements, right? Fire, earth, grass.
Yeah, that's what they consider. I mean, dragon considered as an element, just like dark, steel, and fairy. It's an element.
And that's how they see it now. But I was like, back then I never associated it with an element.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I mean, it's not. This is a type. It's not really had to do with element either. That was just my reasoning.
It was just a confusing thing because they say like, Dragonite, the dragon type Pokemon, and then Charmander, the lizard type Pokemon, like Growlithe, the dog type Pokemon.
See stuff like that, yeah. And like there is no lizard type Pokemon, right? There is no type of lizard. There is no type of those descriptions.
Yeah. So I guess like in that sense, like the element, dragon element was always a thing because Dratini was the first one. They were considered as pseudo legendaries because there was very hard.
Dratini was the first one, right?
Yeah, Dratini. Yeah. Dratini was the first one. The whole Dratini line. They're the first dragon. Pseudo legendaries because every gem there's always a dragon type pseudo legend for different typing. It was Tyranitar was supposed to be a pseudo. Well, it is a pseudo legend, but it was supposed to be a dragon, but they didn't. It ended up becoming Dark Ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you got the Metacross line. And Metacross obviously is not a dragon. It's a psychic steel, which is like OP.
Steel.
Yeah, it's OP as it is. But Salamence was also a pseudo legend, and so on. And there were other more throughout the history of gens that they had pseudo legendaries because they're like, I guess like dragon typings was considered like the hardest line for you to get, and they're like the most OP, and they have to balance it out somehow by just like, all right, if you really want this dragon, you have to find it, you have to grind hard. Like look at all these other legendaries that have pseudo legendaries that they have to evolve their final form all the way to 55 versus like others that you evolve their final stage like at 36 or something. You know, all of these were all high level. It's because of that aspect. And it wasn't until later on, like the latest gens, like Sword and Shield and I think Black and White, they did it as well. And the last one, Scarlet and Violet, that there were like a lot more dragons for you to find. Now dragons have evolved from being pseudo legendaries to now to like, hey, anybody can grab it.
Any other type? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. My bad. I derailed the conversation.
That's fine. We were just talking about how doofus it was, but it's okay. It's okay. We at least we give a brief history, a brief history of Pokemon.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I guess like the best thing I can say about Collecticon, it was just good. It was a great experience. We had a great time overall.
Good first time experience. Yeah.
Yeah. And now I know more or less what to expect for Comic-Con. Like I have several expectations, and there was a lot of things that I wanted to do as well. But I'm curious to know, what do you expect now from Comic-Con now that we're going by the end of the summer?
Yeah, I mean, I expect Comic-Con to be more like SuperCon type of things, but just bigger, more so than Collecticon, I guess. And honestly, they're gonna have those vendors that sell things just like Collecticon and SuperCon, but I guess I expect more of the people side at Collecticon, like artists, actors, voice actors, all that kind of stuff. Artists, writers. I expect more of the human side of things over there. That's how I envision it, at least.
Do you think that you're gonna swim by to those booths where they sell cards and whatnot?
If they're there, yeah, I assume there'll be some, but I don't know. I don't think it'll be a big size of it or anything. I don't think it'll be a big chunk. Honestly, I'd be surprised if there's anything like cards I collect at Comic-Con. There might be some, but nothing crazy.
I think the Pokemon will have its own booth, right?
Yeah, I think so. Maybe Nintendo likes to do their own direct thing, but Pokemon might be there to have some kind of presence.
Right.
Look, it was Pokemon at New York Comic Con. Konami was, but I don't think Pokemon was.
Yeah, I don't remember much about Pokemon, but then again, Pokemon was all around, so I probably missed it or something.
Like, yeah, it's interesting. I don't think they'll do anything crazy there. They usually do their own events. They don't need the promotion, I guess.
Yeah, no, they're good. They're gonna sell out regardless. But I guess like how they did it, I'm pretty sure there was a booth of Pokemon or something like that, because I'm pretty sure they had to promote their Nintendo store in New York. Just like, hey, go check it.
Maybe
go check it here. You go to the Nintendo store in New York.
Yeah, maybe. I don't remember seeing that. Like, Konami. I take Konami because Yu-Gi-Oh was huge there.
Yeah,
with Konami, they had a big presence.
Yeah, I slept on that one. Now that I'm looking back, but then again, I wasn't fully into it. Like Konami, like that Konami booth in New York Comic Con, that was the catapult for me to get into Yu-Gi-Oh full time. Like getting into the hobby itself, buying the cards and everything. It's because of when we went there, we swim by that. Like that's it. Now I'm gonna be into Yu-Gi-Oh again.
Beautiful.
We're talking about Konami and Yu-Gi-Oh. You don't have to show me your doofus card, okay? That deserved a 5.
Gorgeous
It
card.
is a 5.
The card, I don't see it as a 5, but this is an 8. The 5 sold already.
Yeah, I don't know. I get the button to that guy. Whoever purchased that Dragonite.
It might have been a trade. I think we traded. Yeah, we traded. It was more like a trade.
What do you get out of it?
Various packs and cards and other slabs. I got like it was worth it because I mean, value wise, it just wasn't there as a 5.
Yeah, they butchered you on that 5.
Yeah, I think so. Because they messaged me back and like, how in the world is this a 5? Because it looks so clean.
And what did they say? Did they say anything in particular why it was a 5?
No, they don't think it was a 5. Who, PSA or the guy I traded with?
No, the PS. Oh, well, both. Now I'm curious with the other guy.
The other guy said he loved the card because it looks so clean. He doesn't agree it's a 5 either. And PSA doesn't tell you jack. That's why it sucks.
That's why. That's
no, PSA is the big boy.
Yeah, and that's something I noticed a lot of how a lot of people were like only saying, "Oh yeah, I'm only accepting PSA only." I was like, "Damn,
yeah.
What about the other guys?
Yeah.
The other guys work hard too."
That's just the value of PSA is so much more.
But what made it that
Long-term.
valuable? What made PSA to be like the king of all games?
They were first.
They
were first for a long time.
I thought it was Beckett that was longest.
Maybe Beckett over mergers, they might say that. But as far as I know, PSA was one of the first ones to do Pokemon, and they've been doing it for a long time. They were doing it for a long time, and they kept grinding at it, so people trust them. But then you look at the old certs for PSA, and I try to stay away from those because back then their grading wasn't so
good,
accurate either.
Yeah, I hate that fact that these that PSA company doesn't even give you the specific deets to why you decided to it. You know, at least
none of them do. None of the big 3 do. That's what sucks.
Wait, Beckett and CGC don't do it?
Nope, they don't tell you. They'll give you subgrades, but that's it. Like they'll give it an overall score, but that overall score is based on certain criteria, like surface, like how nice the surface of the card is, the edges of the card,
right,
the centering of the card. So whatever grade those individual categories get equals the overall card grade. So you know it got like a 9 for edges and corners because like there's white marks on it or something, or scratches. But those subgrades overall dictate what the overall grade is. CGC and Beckett do those. PSA doesn't do that. That's why I like these new ones like Tags, and they explain in detail why it got the grade that it got. They'll take high res pictures and break it down for you.
See, I preferred that. When I saw that video yours and you posted it about Tag, it's like, yo, this is actually good. This is a good accurate. Like at least I guess that's their thing, right? Because they're the only ones that give you the details. So that's why everybody else is like, nah, fuck off. This is what you get, and that's it.
And that's it. There are other ones. Maybe I'm not sure if AGS does. I assume they do. Anyways, like any new grading company that comes up, like within the past 3 or 4 years, they're new. I believe they are doing it because that's the only way they can stand out. So it's hard to stand out without it.
But what do you think about these other vendors? Has anybody ask about that grading specifically, or they're not aware of it, or they're just not gonna,
No, you have some fans that like other companies, so that exists. But I've never seen anybody ask me for that. And usually, if it's not like you saw, if it's not PSA, they don't really look at it. But it's funny at Collecticon, I sold a tag card.
Yeah, I saw the Gyarados.
The Gyarados. I mean, to be fair, it is a Gold Star Gyarados, which is freaking a big card.
Right.
But it was a tag 7, and they were happy to take it.
Yeah, I saw the guy. The guy was pretty chill and happy about it. It's like, yeah, I won this one. It was like, go.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I wouldn't be surprised if he cracks it and sells it raw anyways. So
Wait, that's a thing? That they crack it and sell it raw? Why would you do that? Why is it not better just like to sell it as it is and you gotta double the value of it?
But because nobody, excuse me 1 second. He knows tag. Tag is still too new. You'll get probably more money if you crack it and sell it raw. Now, for example, with a PSA 7, they'll probably keep it like that, right? They wouldn't crack it.
Oh,
it just depends. The PSA brand carries value. The tag brand is still too new. But I like that tag. If I wanted to buy a tag card, I can look it up and see where the faults are.
Yeah.
Whereas a PSA card, I got to inspect it myself and hope I don't miss something.
See, that's what I saw. A lot of the people going like this, like.
Yeah, because unfortunately, you'll see some PSA 10s that have like damage marks on it. Like you'll see like creases or like whitening around it. I've seen PSA 10s that have that.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I feel like that's the inconsistency. Like that's a bad inconsistency. Having a company like that and have that inconsistency. How's it that make it like okay for people to continue selling stuff like that?
That's why there's people that hate grading because they call it a scam for that very reason. And that's another reason why I like Tag's approach, and the other companies do as well. I'm not shilling for Tag at all. I just discovered them. So that's what I know top of mind.
They can sponsor you.
They use they use technology. They use they say AI. They use computer software that scans things. So based on those scans, the consistency should be there every time. I've seen people that crack a PSA 8, crack it, resubmit it, and they get a PSA 10 back. Or the opposite. They'll crack something and get a lower grade. Yeah, that happens. That inconsistency is what kills me. I hate that. That just tells me their process is subpar.
But that's
the running joke is that hopefully your grader has a good day the night before. Otherwise, then you're screwed.
But that brings back to my point. Like why is it that we continue to go to those gradings? Like, why do we continue to go to PSA if they're very inconsistent? Like a company that is like that inconsistent, I don't think I will ever want to take it, because I'll have to take it with a grain of salt and assume that you're saying that it's valuable when it might be not, because of those inconsistencies that you keep telling me that you have a perfect 10, but then when you look at it, there's like still minor details out of it. And the guy's like, well, that's a 10. So you get the 10 price.
Yeah. They won't say it's perfect. They'll say gem mint 10, but yeah, they will never say it's perfect for that reason. But to your point, this company has been here so long. It's just it's a monopoly type of thing at this point. Little by little, you got to chip away at that crown. That's what CGC is trying to do. Beckett, Tag, all these other ones. They're trying to give them competition. So hopefully people realize that PSA doesn't have to be the only option.
Right. And
but it's a time game. You just need time to build up that brand. Yeah. Like PSA has a huge head start.
So okay, I guess. So it's because it's been the trusted grading for a long time. That's where people will go based on. But I'm surprised, like, even as a big ass vending community, they can't just go up in arms and say like, yo, you better give us straight up, or we're gonna tell everybody to stop selling you. Like,
it's hard to get people to agree. Yeah, I get you, but it's just, imagine it's hard to get people on one side like that. Especially when there's money at play. The time I can make 50% more because I use PSA, then it's fine. It's hard.
I guess at that point it becomes a time.
That's why it's all time. That's why I said in my video, like, I want to support that future. I want to be part of that idea. So I want to support companies like Tag and other ones too. I'm still doing research, but that's the idea, right? Because I want PSA to improve. I want PSA to provide a report, and the only way to do that is to give them competition.
I feel like, but they wait. So maybe I'm getting confused. I'm certain on companies, because I felt like there are certain slabs that they tell you, oh yeah, corners are 9, slides is at 7.8, or this, and center 10, and this and that, and then that's your grade. Like, PSA doesn't do that. It's only like the other ones that does that.
We can only assume PSA does that, but they keep it all a secret.
Got you.
Other companies some companies would pay. You have to pay more to get subgrades.
To tell you the specific why we grade you that.
Just the subgrade though. They don't break it down more than that.
Yeah, I mean the subgrade. Yeah. The subgrade is just the specific, like, okay, this is an A. Okay, why is it an A? Well, because the center is
they won't say 8. They won't say why. They'll be like center 8. That's it. That's what a subgrade is. It'll be like center got an 8. That's it.
Oh, but I could have sworn that before you mentioned Tag, I could have sworn I've seen slabs saying like the specific details as to like, all right, the greatest whatever the number is, and then they say center 10, corners 9, this 8, this 9.
Yeah, like CGC used to do that. I don't think they do that anymore.
Oh,
okay. Beckett still does that.
Beckett still does that. Okay, yeah. But they don't.
But they won't say why. Right? They'll give generic reasons why it might get an 8.
Got you. Okay.
Where like somebody like Tag will be like, no, look, the line of this center is off by this much, and this side is by this much, so it doesn't fall in the range of an 8.
And that's where Tag comes along and gives you that accurate description and say like, yo,
it gives more details. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then I can look at the Gyarados that I had and be like, oh, I see what they mean. Yeah, there's that mark there or whatever it is, and they'll be like, okay, yeah, see, it does deserve a 7.
Okay. See, I like you said, it's a monopoly at that point because like, damn, like I like if I want to grade my Slide for the Sky Dragon card, hold on, let me just show it for the viewers and everybody. Like this is like one in a unique. Like here's the Slide for you. Okay,
I have to hold it at an angle. Yeah, same thing happened to me when I was trying to hold Dragonite.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
There you go. As you see. All right.
Yeah,
so
that's cool.
this is the Slide for the Sky Dragon, quarter century rare, signed by Dan Green, and it says Dan, the King of Games, Green. I want to grade. Cool. I want to grade that card because that's a card like I want to keep forever.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm never selling that thing.
Grading might not be worth it for you. You can get like those hard case protectors.
Okay.
Because grading, especially with autographs, I think they're starting to pull back on grading autographs these days. But yeah, it might not be worth it. Just keep it in a nice slab that you can get.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's no grade on it, especially if you're gonna keep it for yourself.
Yeah, no, that's a memorable shit for me, man. From my childhood, it's like it's what started it all. It's what got me into card games.
Absolutely,
you know? Absolutely.
Yeah, because then PSA gives it a grade and then ruins your childhood. It's like, man, not worth it.
It's like, yo, I got a signed Dan Green card, and then it's a 1. I was like, what the
PSA
fuck
1.
is this?
Hey, PSA 1 has its value, has its market, its little niche. That some PSA 1s can be expensive.
Nah, I'd rather go to Tag. Tag will hook me up. Tag will hook me up and say, "Yo, I got you guys. I got you, my dude. Like this is one of the edition. Got you."
Because PSA is technically not a monopoly in the legal sense or like strict definition, but it is like the king of the hill at the moment. So that's where everybody goes.
And I really hope that some vendors can bend over a little bit and say like, okay, we don't just accept PSAs. We can accept others. Like it's okay. As long as if I see what I like and it says it has a good grade, I'll take it, you know?
Yeah, I get that. It's mostly the people more so than the vendors have to be open to buying other things.
I feel
There's
like
a reason why they only buy PSA because nobody buys the other ones from them. So they stick to PSA.
But I feel like PSA, people who seek for PSA are like vendor type guys, like people who have stores and whatnot. Like
but they do that because people only buy PSA from them.
Yeah, but that's ridiculous. Like you could have.
I only saw one vendor. I collected on that was primarily CGC.
Wow.
I might have missed other ones, but I only saw one.
And what about the streamers, the other guys on these on stream and Instagram and whatnot? Like
surprisingly, all they sell is CGC.
Wow.
Oh, not all. Majority. The majority is CGC.
Right.
Yeah.
But you see, like those type of guys, they're willing to go. Like, okay, let's. So if I
but
see
that's
what
for other reasons, though. Those are for other reasons. Like at one point, CGC was much faster at grading because PSA was like backed up because everybody went there. So CGC had an opening where the turnaround time was much faster, and they grade. Some say that the grading of CGC is a little easier than PSA. It's not as tough.
What do you mean as easier? What do you mean?
It's easier. Like they'll be more forgiving and still get a 10.
Gotcha. Okay.
Like, you know what print lines are?
Yeah.
Print lines on a card?
Yeah.
Like PSA will ding you for that, but CGC won't. At least that's my understanding at one point. I seen 10s with big print lines.
Yeah, sometimes we call that foil bleed.
Oh, that's a hollow bleed though. That's different though. At least in the Pokemon hollow bleed. Yeah, that's different. Like they don't ding you for that. But like when you see like a line going from the top to bottom of the card or like side to side, like a straight line.
Oh, like a regular straight line. But it just came from the pack.
Yeah.
But they still will still ding you because like it doesn't matter.
PSA will ding you because that's just the quality of the card, whereas CGC is much more forgiving.
Damn, bro. Even if you say like, no, bro, I just opened this from the pack. Look at the video. I just recorded. They don't care.
They don't care. Yeah.
So
like, I got so happy. I got like a big Pikachu card recently, and it had a huge print line through it. And it just, you see my excitement in the video go like, because of the print line.
Yeah, I think I saw that video. Damn, that sucks. And that sucks because that's not your fault. That's more of the distributors and the manufacturers who
it's the printers. The
the
absolutely.
printers.
But you think about it. So centering is a printer fault. Is at the hands of the printer.
Yes.
Print lines and what else? I mean, those are the biggest ones. Yeah, print lines and centering. Some of that centering of those cards are horrendous. They can be so bad.
There were times I opened a booster pack and
the edges, the corners. Another.
There are times that I open up the booster pack and I pull out the cards and I see like the most holographic card. I was like, yeah. And then I saw the hedges printed as if like it was like sealed by the booster. And you see the card with little lines. Like little
like the crimps when they close it.
Yeah. And
I've seen that in videos. I've never seen it in person, but that's crazy.
No, I've seen it way often in Yu-Gi-Oh! Like I see it so many. Yeah. And you're like, fuck, like this value just dropped hard. Like, how am I supposed to explain this to someone who wants to buy it? It's like, yo, I literally bought the booster and I got it like that. The best thing I can say, it's a misprint.
Yeah, it depends on the person. If they want a binder copy, they'll take it. If they want it to get a grade, they won't take it. Yeah, that's what it is.
But that's what, that's what gets us. We're collecting cards, man. Again, like I will go with tag. Like if I ever want to grade a card, I will go with it. I got a couple cards that I definitely want to get graded, but as whenever it's not a now problem, it's a later kind of deal.
Right. Like tag. We'll see how they go, right? Because they're brand new. I've only used them once. I'm impressed with the report.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I like. Their grades, I don't know what to expect because I've only done it once. They're so new, but it seems fair. This is my opinion, but yeah, it doesn't mean you're gonna get like straight 10s all the time.
Right. I mean, it's not just like getting straight 10s, but at least give me a great, accurate description as to why. I think that why is much
that's
more
what I care
important.
about. Is why.
Yeah, the why is more important than the final grade. The final grade is like whatever. Yeah, you can complain about it or be happy about it, but you want to know why it ended up like that. So that way you have a clear indication.
I'm asking for the evidence. Like back up your.
Yeah,
show your work.
Yeah, exactly. Show your work instead of telling me just take it for our word, and that's that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I will go above and beyond just to give me the details, bro. If you don't give me the details, then I'll call you guys full of shit, and that's it. Like I will never use it ever at all, because I can literally have a top-notch card in the highest rarity and whatnot, and give it to these guys, and then they'll give me a 6, and I'm like, what the fuck? It's a top-notch card, and I literally open it. There's no greases. It's literally near mint, and you're giving me a 6 for what?
Yeah, that hurts. And then when it comes back, that's another thing that PSA has done recently, where they put their cards to scan, like in the top right corner on the back. It's getting some dings that weren't there before. So people are like, what the hell? I sent my card to PSA and PSA ruined it by scanning the card.
Oh, and by then scanning the card, they'll just like, oh yeah, this is how you.
Like, oh, it has a ding. It's less grade now.
Yeah, now it's a less grade. Fucker.
And it sucks because they'll show a whole submission. Like say somebody submitted 20 cards, like 15 cards in that submission have the exact same dent in the exact same location. So stuff like that is like shady. That sucks. But it's always a risk.
But isn't that at that point? Isn't that like a company liability? Like, don't they get a refund or something? Because hey, how is it possible that I send you this card, these 20 cards, 15 out of them has the same dent in the same spot in the same location, and you guys only had that before it didn't have it. Why is it that you guys afterwards you have it?
Okay. At that point, you got to fight back. You have to. It's up to you as the card owner, right? You got to start submitting, start emailing them, start contacting them, because that really sucks.
Yeah, no, bro, that's thousands of dollars that goes down the drain and makes your card invaluable. It'll just become like
worthless.
Yeah. All because
unfortunate.
All because of them. And they don't want to admit it. They don't want to say it. It's like, no, it's just like that.
Well, yeah, we don't know what they say. They'll hopefully, maybe not publicly, but privately, hopefully they sort it out.
Yeah.
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah, when it's stuff like that, every time I don't know if you do this, but every time I sell a card that's worth more than $20, I always take a picture of the front and the back and put it on a tracking.
Yeah.
Because I just don't. It has happened to me like 2 times, and luckily those 2 times, TCG player backed me up because I was lucky enough. But if I wasn't, I was just like, yo, Because there were times in which like, oh yeah, I never received my package. I was like, according to the tracking, you did got it. It says it got delivered. It's not here. And it's like, well, I took pictures to the postal office, and I took pictures with the tracking and me putting the cards inside the package and seal it. I even recorded. So I don't know what you're talking about. And when I send all that information to TCG Player, they backed me up and they were like, "Nope, you're in the right."
That's good. That's good. They backed it up. I've only had one person say that package never arrived, but it was like a $3 card.
I had a few.
But yeah, anything over 20, I'm protecting it more.
Yeah,
tracking and everything.
100%. Even though you don't have to, but anything that's 20, like bro, $20 is $20. Like
yeah,
you can do.
I think at $50, when it says $50 or more, TCG requires you.
No, it does require you when the entire purchase is more than 50. Yes.
Yeah,
but.
Yes.
I cannot risk that. I cannot risk
I agree.
sending a $30 card on a regular mail because
I agree.
That's fucking
$30.
And the guy could just be an asshole, say like, "Well, I never received it," and now I'm out 30.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, no, that's why anything that's above 20, I just track your number. I don't care how much I don't care how much I lose in it. I'd rather get it secure and safe and have the ratings that I am, the gold star ratings, than to have it ship and, you know, be like, "Hey, I never received it," and I don't know if they're lying or not.
Yeah. No, I agree. That's a good way to do it.
Yeah, I feel like it's the safest way. I mean, it sucks, but you know, that's what it is. The integrity itself is out the window at that point, you know?
This cardboard, man.
What a piece of cardboard that we're buying and selling, bro. What is wrong with us?
It's a midlife crisis, I keep saying.
I don't know. Maybe it's a precursor to midlife crisis. I think it's more of a nostalgia.
I've admitted it. This is my midlife crisis. I've embraced it. I'm gonna do it with cardboard.
You're not in your 40s yet.
In 2 years. No, 1 year. I turned 39 this year. Yeah, one more year.
You turned 39s. Yeah, so you still got time for the 40s. 40s is the midlife, not 30.
All right, fine. My pre-midlife. I'm jumping in early.
Oh, okay. I was gonna help you out and say, well, it's the nostalgia factor. You know, you want to relive those.
Because I'm getting old. I'm in the middle of my life. I need nostalgia. Want to remember the good times.
That's what I'm trying to get to. Remembering the good times. See, it's good. It's not midlife. It's just happens to be a good time that you say, I want to relive this era. I'm just saying. I'm just trying to help you out so that way you don't look old, man.
No. I've embraced it. All good.
No, I haven't embraced it. I'm still in denial. Sometimes I say, okay, I'm embraced me old, and sometimes I'm like, no, I deny the fact that I cannot be this old. But then, man, that's my stubbornness. I don't know. Well, all I know is that for sure in Comic-Con, there's probably the one thing I do want in Comic-Con is get to the Konami booth and get this exclusive Comic-Con playmat that they're going to be selling. And it's only they're going to sell. And I'm going to get probably two, one for myself and one to sell. Because obviously it's exclusive to that con. You can't get it anywhere else other than that. So the value of it becomes double to what it's worth.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's an exclusive con. Like only people who can go to Comic Cons or New York cons. See, that I messed up. I should have gone to the... when we were in the Konami booth, I should have got myself a mat. But at that time, I didn't know any better. I said like, oh, give me the movie packs. I didn't know any better. I got my cipher. That's what I wanted. But I didn't know that there was like a lot more that you can do. And me looking back, I was like, oh shit. I think I remember that they have a section for that and that. And I want to get that like on Friday. When we get there, I want that on Friday because I know they're going to sell out. They're going to sell out quickly. Anybody who's into Yu-Gi-Oh! Who's going to be there for sure. And something that I also wanted that I remembered I saw in New York, there was a section in which you can get tokens. Your home, like picture made tokens made by them. So what you do is like you take a picture with the homies, you know, and they'll put it as a token, and you can have as many tokens you want. You know, you say like, I want 5 tokens, and here are the pictures, and then you put it. I want that because it's gonna have the Comic-Con logo on the stamp, and then it says it's token. It's a token, like it's a token for token use in the play, you know? And then you have like the whole picture of all of us all together. Like I want that badly. Like definitely that's something that I want for all of us. It's like, yo, I'm gonna have this, and I have this token to be using on every game I'm playing. I'm having this token.
That's cool. Yeah, it's a nice thing to have. You got to get the map to see where their booth is, so you can go there right away.
100%. When we get closer, like I'm definitely gonna know. It's like, all right, where is it? All right. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go there, and I'll meet you guys later.
Yeah, pretty much.
But the good thing also is like I don't have anything to go there for in the voice acting perspective. I don't have anybody to like for me to go to be like, oh yeah, I need to make a line, other than Chris Sabat probably. But I can get Chris Sabat anytime at any Florida convention
Anywhere.
that has. Yeah, so it's like I'm not like that hard on to like, oh yeah, I need to get to Chris Sabat. But any other, like I don't have anybody. I already have like my favorite people, like Johnny Jan Bosch. I already got him twice. I already got Steve Bloom, and I got Dan Green from the voice of Yugi. So it's like the only ones that I feel like, oh yeah, Peter Cullen. But it was like, if Peter Cullen was here, I'm not gonna get it over there. I can get it over here again, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And other voice actors. I don't know. There's any other voice actors that I think like, oh yeah, I want it. So that's why I'm like, not gonna even bother going as such an. Right now is on the Konami booth, the Gundam booth if they have one. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna buy Gundam toys right off the bat. And
they have a One Piece booth.
Oh, talking about One Piece, shit. I might actually, yeah. I don't know. I'm indecisive with that one. Damn.
Really?
No, because I like playing the game, and now I got myself into like playing another deck, which is like an Ace deck. And Ace is one of my if I watch One Piece, my favorite characters is Ace, Mihawk, and Zoro. Those are like my top 3 favorite characters. So there's a new Ace deck that's coming out. And I already have all the cards, but there's gonna be more support later on, and I'm like, ooh, I might actually get some of that. Very tempting. I'm still surprised you haven't even shotgun it to get into the hype.
No, because I'm just trying to see how much of it is hype, how much is sustainable. If I was maybe, I'm too small right now. I gotta be very focused on I gotta be strategic with my choices and my capital.
Yeah.
Maybe maybe I can sustain this, I can expand to other ones. I'd like to. The cards are gorgeous.
No, I mean, getting the manga art is already great as it is. Like that's already you pulling out. It's already a $2,000 card.
Yeah, no, that's great. The question is long term. Like in 20 years, is it going to be worth that much still? That'll be interesting to see. Because like Pokemon has the luxury of having existed for almost 30 years now, so we can say that it has longevity. But
it will have longevity, Pokemon, because they're always going to continue bringing new games. So new gens are going to come up, new versions of Pokemon's coming up, different.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Different.
As long as Pokemon, the property goes, it's going to be fine. So it has longevity. You got to see what other card games if they have that kind of longevity. Like Magic has 30 years going already too, right? It's just the game, just the card.
And Yu-Gi-Oh about to enter 26 now. So One Piece, yeah, I understand where you're going for, because at that point, I think One Piece, I don't know if I can see them 20 years from now. Maybe
that's the tricky part, right?
Yeah, maybe 5, and maybe because I'm being gracious, 10. But I don't know 20 years from now, because the One Piece, because I think that everybody's on the One Piece train because of the manga and the anime. And because how good it is, well, to me it's mid, but that's a different topic for another day.
Wait, the anime is mid?
The whole storyline is mid for me.
Okay.
It got exploded to the point of no return. Like now we're just adding shit for no reason, just to fill up the whole. I mean, like, bro, it all started like I want to be the king of the pirates,
Mm-hmm.
and I have this gum fruit power, and then it blew up to the point like, oh no, there's like a king, and now there's the Grand Line, the treasure, One Piece. It says I forgot about the treasure until a couple episodes when I'm watching. It's like, yo, when is this gonna get to the point like, oh yeah, get to the treasure, to One Piece? This all started about being like, I'm finding One Piece,
Yeah.
and we have 1,000+ episodes later, and we still haven't found One Piece.
It's the MacGuffin. It's just a thing there to keep it going, but the other stories are what it's at.
Yeah, and I feel, bro, this is worse than Dragon Ball. You know how Dragon Ball, not Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z. You know how in these arcs that an entire 5-minute fight, like the Frieza fight, supposedly it's like 5 minutes. It took 10 episodes for those 5 minutes.
Yeah.
This is worse because one fight can take an entire arc. I saw like the whole them fighting against Kaido, one of the 4 emperors of the seas. It took like over 100 episodes.
Bruh.
Damn, really? Like literally, or you're being figuratively? Maybe
both. But I can swear that they started fighting this guy on episode 1004 or something, and we're right now in episode 1.1. So episode 1100. I'm like, bro, it's just right now you just finished beating this guy, and it took like so many episodes just to finish the fight, and there was just so many fans. It's like, dog, like, what is going on? That's how it was, bro. The whole Marineford. If you've ever heard of this arc, this is known to be like the famous arc, the Marineford arc, which is the one that one of the emperors, Whitebeard, goes war with the Marine forces because they took down Luffy's brother, Ace, which is my favorite one. You want spoilers or no?
I don't care.
Oh, okay. So that's the arc where Ace dies, But I'm telling you, it took, and I counted 20 episodes for Luffy to go from point A to point B. 20 fucking episodes. And in every episode, you see a scene of him still running. 20 fucking episodes of him still running.
Just running.
And then when he gets to point B, he gets like stopped by all the admirals, and he's fighting one by one, and then everybody, and then there's like another 5 episodes until he finally catches him. And then it's like, okay, now once he gets it, it took him like 2 episodes until they kill him off. I was like, what the fuck? Really?
Yeah, that's something else.
And then it's like another 10 episodes after he died for the arc to finish, because then other shit happens as well.
Right, yeah.
And then once that arc finished, then it's another 10 to say like the final filler arcs, just until you finally ended that arc completely. So it's a total 50 episodes, fucking total, just to get to point A to point B.
So I thought the way you liked the game, I thought you liked the anime a lot more too.
Nah. I like the game more than the anime.
Interesting.
It's just I guess it's more of the TCG player's perspective of me. Like I like how sometimes,
like it's a good game to play.
Yeah. Like I like trying things. And if it's easy for me to learn and it's fun to play, then I'm in it,
Yeah.
So One Piece was easy to learn, cool. and it's fun to play around, and then you learn new stuff, and then you get involved, and then the community itself becomes good. It's not as toxic as the Yu-Gi-Oh community, because Yu-Gi-Oh community is toxic as fuck. I'm part of it, but I'm not the bad part. I'm the small good part of it. At least in my TCG store, at least we're the good people. Like we help each other out. You go to other stores like Cool Stuff and PBG, and where you get some of the pro players and some of the toxicity coming from those guys, man. It's like they take this shit as like legit serious, in which at the end of the day, I keep telling, hey guys, it's a children's card game. and it's incredible. It's incredible that they take it that far, because Yu-Gi-Oh! And Konami itself, the winning prizes are not cash money prizes. It's usually, hey, you win first prize, here's a Wii. Here's a Switch. Here's a trophy. Here's a couple boxes. Whereas in One Piece and Pokemon, I think they have cash prizes. And if you have cash prizes, they give you a card that it's worth like $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 that you can offload it right away because people will want that specific card.
Yeah, no, I get that.
That's why, like, I don't get how people are getting this, like, oh yeah, so uptight because of Yu-Gi-Oh! It's like, yo, guys, like, remember, at the end of the day, Konami doesn't give a shit about us.
He's care about that money.
Like,
He's gonna sell more and more and more.
When have I ever seen like, when have we ever seen something good came out of Konami?
Metal Gear when it was there, the original.
Before they kicked out Kojima. Yeah. So
exactly.
Nothing out of it from Konami. I have nothing nice to say about it, but then I'm the same idiot that still buys from them.
It's a fun game. You like it?
Yeah, it's a toxic relationship. What I keep saying.
Oh damn! Yeah, we got to get you out of there.
But yeah, you too with Pokemon.
I'm loving it. There's no toxicity. It's a love relationship.
Oh, okay. Well, then yeah, in my case, it's just toxic, and I don't know why I continue to play it. And One Piece is just a better game aspect, but it's way better than the art and the manga and the anime overall. I just feel, yeah, in your perspective, as if you're gonna invest, you should have invested when it came out, so that way when it does die out in a few years, you can give offload it, get some money out of it. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
I mean, I'm just going by based on what you're saying. Yeah, I don't know if One Piece is gonna last another 20 years. Due to the fact that the manga and the anime is ending. It's already to its final stages. Like, it's gonna end like next year probably, is like at best. And I feel like people who play One Piece are because they're big anime fans or manga fans,
Yeah.
So I don't know how long it's gonna last. You're right. Pokemon, I can see like it's a longevity thing. Yu-Gi-Oh! It's another longevity thing because it still continues on and it's going strong. But yeah. I mean, I say take advantage of right now before it goes off. And if anything,
if you're gonna do it, take advantage of now.
Yeah. Otherwise, then you just miss the boat.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say. Yeah, we're gonna wrap this up. We already almost made it to 2 hours. So before we wrap it up,
nice.
No, it was a good one. It's a good one. I'm glad we had this conversation. Yeah. Before we wrap it up, I'm just gonna give you like two questions, very simple, Pokemon related, to make it easier for you.
Oh no,
it'll make it easier for you. One of them I asked this to Mike the other day, and this other one's a brand new one, and I just want to hear your perspective. So
nice.
Here's what we're gonna do. First one, what is your Pokemon team using letters of your name?
Whoa, what? My party, like my 6?
Well, it doesn't have to be 6. It could be 7 or 8, depending on how long your name is. My name happens to be 6 exactly. So I got my 6 starters. But
hey, mine's 6 as well.
Yeah, there you go. So what is gonna be your 6? I mean, your 6. Yeah, your 6 Pokemons based on the letters of your name.
I have no idea.
And it could be legendaries, mythical, or ordinary.
All right, so M for Miguel.
Yeah.
Miguel, right?
Yeah,
Miguel. Do Mew.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Mew's my first one.
Okay.
The hell, I don't even know any of these letters. I'm going out of order. Let's see.
No. I had to Google search all of these as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine was R for yours? Raphael. R was Rayquaza.
Oh yeah, that's a good starter.
Yeah.
That's a good first. I'm trying to see by letter. Yeah, let's do that.
And the funny thing is,
like, what starts with I?
I.
Oh my gosh, there's nothing with I.
Ivysaur. What do you mean?
I know. I'm saying like 3. I'm saying like nothing. Like I only saw 3 or 4. Okay, Infernape. Let's go Infernape.
Right. Shit. Okay, Infernape. All right,
Infernape.
I had Aggron.
Okay.
Yeah.
He starts with letter G. Oh, Garchomp.
Okay. Garchomp.
Or Gyarados. Garchomp or Gyarados.
Yeah, that's fine. It could be either one or both. I had F for alligator and
Ooh, nice. I like for alligator.
And there was another F that I was like, yeah, this F. You know, I think it was like a legendary that started with an F.
With an F for alligator. Yeah, I try to see something with an F. I was just curious. Okay, let's see. What's next? U. What starts with the letter U? Oh, Umbreon, of course.
Umbreon. The other A was Aegislash, the Ghost Steel.
Oh, the ghost one. Okay. And E, we got Electivire.
Oh, Electivire. E. My E was another one. Wait, so the F I told you it was for alligator, and then the other one was Flygoon.
Ah, okay.
So
that one has caused me trouble in the past.
Flygon?
Yeah, he would piss me off. Freaking dragon type that was so strong.
That's I think that's why they banned that Pokemon in tournaments, like both the TCG and in game wise.
In the game?
Because of how OP it is. Like it has levitate. Like you can do Earthquake all the time.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So you say E was what?
Electivire? Electivire? I've heard it pronounced both ways.
So mine was Empoleon or Entei.
Ooh, Entei. Okay.
And then
Empoleon's that penguin one, right? Yeah.
Yeah, Empoleon, the water steel.
Yeah. And then L, I'm gonna go with Lugia.
Bro, I had Lugia too on L.
Yeah.
I had Lugia, nice. Luxray, and Lucario.
Lucario. Yeah, okay, that was cool. I thought it was gonna be a crappy lineup, but it ended up working out.
I think that was my biggest worry, that with my name was like, oh shit, I'm gonna have the worst type of Pokemon that I did not want. Like imagine having like the Shirtle Pokemon.
Yeah, I was worried about Igglybuff or something.
Yeah, I was like, oh no, fuck. Yeah,
so it was Mew.
Mew.
What was the I already?
It was a
Oh my gosh, I forget I.
Infernape.
So Mew, Infernape. I said Gyarados, or what was the other G one I said? Oh my gosh, how did I forget? Oh, Garchomp.
Garchomp.
Okay, probably Gyarados. I just like Gyarados too much.
Right.
Umbreon.
Oof, that was a good one. A shiny version of Umbreon.
Yeah, shiny version of Umbreon. What did I say for you? Yeah, Umbreon was you.
Was
E. E was the one I said.
Electivire.
And then Lugia.
Yeah. That was good, man.
That was cool. That was fun.
Yeah. So the last one I will ask, and we can wrap it up from there. It's a simple one. So I'm going to name my top 5 legendaries, and you're going to name your top 5 legendaries.
Okay.
So my top, one of my...
It's going to be overlap, I imagine.
It could be. It's not in any way order. So it could be anything. But it's legendary, not mythical. It's legendary. It's 2 different categories.
What's the difference then? Because to me, I grew up with just legendary. Mythical was way later.
Mythical was more of the, I guess, like the...
How you differentiate?
How do we not know this? I always assume that mythical...
I don't know it because mythical didn't exist when I played the games. It is a new thing that came later.
Mythical, I always consider mythical as like deity levels. Like Arceus is a mythical. Palkia and Dialga are mythical. But Groudon,
I wouldn't think that.
But Groudon and Kyogre are considered legendaries.
Okay. Like some people say legendaries are Pokemon you can catch in the game, whereas mythicals are those that you get like at an event because you can't catch them in the game.
But then...
Oh, that's crap. So Mew is considered mythical?
Yeah. Because
oh man,
because Mew used
to be legendary. Mew used to be legendary.
Mew is considered Mewtwo is a legendary, but Mew is mythical because it's a deity.
But saying before, back in the day, there was no mythical. It was just legendary. That's it.
No, I agree. Like having the free legendary birds, like free legendary beasts, Latios and Latias. You know. Oh my god. So so here's a list. So I'm looking at it. It says Gen 1 legendaries is Articuno, Zapdos, Moltres, and Mewtwo. And mythical is Mew.
Yeah, it said mythical Pokemon can only be encountered through outside means, whereas legendary are typically encountered over the story in the game.
So legendary Pokemon in Gen 2, the legendary beast Lugia Ho-Oh, but mythical is Celebi.
Yeah, Celebi, exactly.
And I knew it. And mythical Gem Freeze, Deoxys and Jirachi.
Darkrai is mythical?
Darkrai is considered mythical, yes. And I was gonna select Darkrai because that's one of my favorites, but no. Has to be legendary.
All right, let me look up legendary. Because Mew is gonna be my first one.
Mew is
okay, is that Rayquaza?
Rayquaza is considered legendary.
Okay. So I go first, you go first?
You can go first.
So Mewtwo.
Okay.
Rayquaza. Mm-hmm. How many are we choosing?
5. Just your top 5 that you
5. Okay, so Mewtwo, Rayquaza, Lugia. Who else? That's 3. I said Lugia already, right?
Yeah.
Gosh, I don't know.
It's hard, huh?
I mean, yeah, it's hard because it's I guess Entei.
Yeah.
Entei. Let's go with Kyogre, I guess.
Okay.
Is that 5?
You mentioned sixth, but that's fine.
Oh, okay.
You got your 6 Pokemon, your 6 legendaries.
Nice.
So my 6 will have to be, if I'm looking at it, so Zapdos is 1.
Mm-hmm.
Lugia is another one. Rayquaza for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Giratina.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
Giratina. I'm between Zekrom or Kyurem.
Or which one?
Zekrom or Kyurem. That's the from Gem 5 legendaries. The black and white.
Oh, gotcha. Zekrom or Kyurem. Yep.
And then
okay.
The next one, I guess like
Kyurem is the green and black one, right?
Kyurem was the Dragonite, the one that you can fuse with the black and white dragons.
I don't remember that one then. Okay, I just saw the picture of it.
Interesting. They consider some of the Gen 9 Paradox Pokemon. They consider them legendaries, like the free legendary Beast and the free legendary Swords. In their Paradox forms, they're considered legendaries. In
really?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. I didn't know about it. I was gonna choose Chiampao, but then I was like, I'll take Walking Wake because it's the only one that looks cool. That Giraffe Raikou is like stupid. I hate it. I don't know why they came out. I was like, oh yeah, that's a great idea. And it sucks because like I have a lot of favorite mythicals, like Darkrai and Seraora are like 2 of my favorites.
Gotcha. Interesting. Yeah, see, I don't know. There's so many legendaries I don't like. Like I never liked the Regirock, Reggie Ice, Reggie Steel.
Yeah, they don't count. I don't count them. But they are part of the legendary.
Yeah, they are.
I didn't like the fact that I like the fact that at the early stages of the gens, it was like, oh yeah, every gen has a new free legendaries. But now it's becoming more of a, no, there could be 10 legendaries. No, there could be 4. There could be 2 only. There could be 1. It's like, bro, keep it consistent because you had it before. You have free legendaries in every gen until you decided like, nah, everybody's a legendary now. But that's where my take of legendary mythical. Mythical was born and was created by Arceus right away. Legendaries, they're like deity levels, and legendaries are ones that are born in Earth.
Right. Yeah.
Like Mew, I
see the difference now.
Yeah.
Oh, X and Y, those were cool.
Evolta and Cernius and Zygarde.
Yeah, that's dope. I like those 2.
Yeah, those are good. Any final expectations of what's gonna happen next year for Pokemon Z and Y? Pokemon Legends?
You mean ZA?
Yeah.
Is it ZA?
Yeah, Legends.
No expectations. Haven't seen much. Expect something similar to Legends Arceus.
Right.
Yeah, we'll see what they do before the next generation comes out.
All right.
I try to keep my expectations low for those type of games.
Yes.
And then have fun with it.
I've learned from you. And has worked very, very fairly. So thank you very much.
Nice. Awesome.
But we're gonna wrap this up, man. We're gonna wrap this up. We had a good 2 hours talking. This was excellent, man. Thank you very much for coming over to the episode, bro.
Yeah, awesome. Man. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely.
It's awesome. It's always fun to do this.
Absolutely, man. Looking forward to many more others. We can do more of these TCG talks.
Yeah, sounds good. Awesome stuff.
Absolutely. Before we leave, plug yourself out. Let the whole world know where they can follow you.
Yeah, definitely. If you're interested in that whole TCG, specifically Pokemon stuff, geek stuff like that, it's Geektanium on Instagram or Geektanium on YouTube.
That's right.
A lot more Pokemon stuff there.
100%. Well, bro, thank you very much for coming over to the episode. And thank you guys for tuning in.
You.
And remember, like and subscribe for your weekly episodes here at youtube.com/AWGC podcast, or you can search it out at A Wolf in Gates Clothing. You can check it out on any social media platforms. You can follow that. You want the audio version only, you can check it out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and SoundCloud.com. You can look that up for Wolves and Music, the Lone Wolf Podcast, or A Wolf in Gates Clothing. Comment down below. Let me hear your thoughts. Share your experiences. If you guys got a specific topic that you want us to cover, or you guys are interested in having any feedback in regards to these conversations that we talk about, please let us know in the comments down below. We're going to do our best to talk about it or cover it on the next episode. So, guys, thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you guys in the next one, all right? Peace.